and they're back at it again. It is the mirror matchup at Andromeda AgInfusion, Andromeda AgInfusion. And it looks like
it's so exciting.
We're getting started. So, Zach has the corp there, AgInfusion. We just saw him play this mere moments ago, so he's well versed on it. Looks like a celebrity gift turn 1 for some sweet credits.
Yeah, early game celebrity gift like that. Yeah, you're giving all the details away, but I think Zach cares about how much money he has. That's really important. Wow, what an easy opening.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't get much better than that. Might as well. Gamble, daily cast.
Yep, that is a strong opening.
Money and card draw.
Okay.
Easy enough. All right.
I think Jon is set.
So in Zach's hand here, we're seeing now quite two agendas, but the Jackson Howard there is going to take care of that problem.
Yeah.
Very nice. Restructure, also another nice card, as well as the IPO in hand.
Nice.
Okay, so
we just have there's so much money.
There you go. So both players got lots of options, got lots of money. Just going to get set up and play this one out.
So Zach does have all that money to utilize, but I mean the issue is that he's got 2 agendas. So you get this. Now we have this weird thing happening here, right? Like he wants to play his restructure, play his IPO, and maybe draw a card perhaps, but then he'll have half his hand be agendas. That's fine, too. Yep, you can do that, too. That's fine.
So this is the defensive play. I think this is very good. Not only does it secure those agendas in HQ, but it also prevents Jon from a cheeky account siphon.
Agreed.
Too early in the game.
Agreed.
All right. Mongoose in hand there. Temujin contract. Great draw. Special order. Ah.
Yeah, man. He's sitting pretty right now.
Got such good cards. Holy cow. So Aeneas Informant, Abigail, Doppelganger.
Oh, he has that
medium.
So a lot of times if you do that medium play, it's really bad, but I don't think it's that bad.
Well, he also has the Temujin contract, so he would also be gaining a huge number of credits there. If he feels like he can capitalize that over the next turn or two, going to R&D might be the play.
Might be. Let's see what happens.
All right, so there it is. Temujin contract appears to be targeting R&D. I think that's a totally reasonable line of play. He also, I believe, had the Doppelganger in hand.
Yeah, he did.
Which is pretty nice as well. Yep. R&D. And checking the top card.
Let's see what happens.
Gain 4.
So it looks like he doesn't care about the medium right now. I think he's just gonna.
Yep. Yeah. IPO off the top. Nothing to see here. These guys making it so dramatic from turn 1.
Goodness gracious. All right.
It's all good. Nice. And so no ice on top. That might be Zach's next play is just find some ice. Yeah, wow.
I think it's worth it.
Okay, medium. With 2 clicks remaining, that'll actually allow him to doppel medium and gain 8 more credits. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I think Zach prematurely showed the card, perhaps, because he figured he was going to run anyway. But
hang on. I can't token this fast, my friend.
The furious spewing of tokens out onto the board as Jon sets up a nice board state. Finds a Jackson Howard. Pretty good. Does he feel like he needs to trash?
That's a tough call. What do you think?
He'd seen the other Jackson from the celebrity gift earlier.
Right.
I'd be surprised if he trashed here. So.
Oh, he took 5 whole clicks.
Oh, no.
That's all right. It's fine. I missed it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. These players, friendly guys.
Yeah. Zach stating what we mentioned before. Like the players have to be careful.
Yep.
They have to be aware.
Yep. Gotta do your best. Even at this top table, just do your best. All right, Jackson on the board. I think this is great.
Even top players make mistakes. I mean, just show them the cards again. I mean, at this point, Zach has a celeb gift. Just show him again.
So celebrity gift, it gives him the money. It doesn't get him any closer to ice. Yep. IPO
oh, wait, no,
there.
but this time he has 2 agendas. He definitely doesn't want to show him that.
Right, yeah, that's pretty potent. Okay, this is about to get pretty rough for Zach there. Medium with 2 counters. Temujin contract and Doppelganger R&D wide open.
Yeah, that's... So, yeah. Jon could get a lot of information, a lot of agendas here. And he needs it. You want to get him early versus deck. Because once that server is built, there's not much you can do.
I feel bad, so. I just don't know how to fix it. One, I'll see. 3.
So in he goes. Oh, Philotic off the
So
top.
that's 1.
That's
Look at 3 too.
2 points. All right. Not seeing anything there. Chiashi. Okay.
Yeah. And he knows his ice is coming.
Ice is coming.
He's got to run again.
Yeah. Got to get in there while the getting's good.
Yeah, because I mean, once that ice is res.
All right. Sees a celebrity gift. And the 4th card down. Another piece of ice. It's coming, Hollis. The ice is on the way.
Yep.
But will it get there in time?
Here's what's nuts. You can imagine what's going to happen is Zach is probably going to install a piece of ice on the R&D because you know it's coming, right? And then Jon just goes, and that means Zach probably can't purge that turn. So what I think may happen afterwards is Jon just goes, well, install Fem R&D. I'll look at 7 or 8. Yeah.
The madness never ends.
Right.
The criminal pressure, unreal. And we're seeing it on full display here.
Pretty good.
Yep, pretty good.
Zach is like, what's happening? He's like, that's 5 cards. No other agendas?
Not ideal. Not ideal, indeed.
I know you have another Jackson, but
He's thinking I should trash the Jackson for... Yeah. Okay.
So Zach deciding not to use Jackson's ability here, keeping the cards on top of R&D the same, and reducing the freshness.
Yes. And of course the benefit here is that, you know, Jon's getting the breaker that he knows is going to answer the next ice coming.
Yep. I believe that's a paperclip there in his heap, and yeah.
So
Needs to find something.
money coming. Like,
If you're Jon,
we got money.
you gotta feel kind of good right now.
Draw for it.
Yeah.
You gotta feel a little good.
You
about what's happening?
You've kind of got Zach in a real bind there, and like you were saying earlier, the catch-22 of do you purge or do you find ice?
Right.
Either way, not ideal.
What would be sick right now? I'm going to predict the future. If Jon top decks from this Earthrise, another Temujin. It would just be like, what? What's like, you're going to gain all this money, all these counters.
That would be insane.
Okay, so he's going to Jackson. Is that what happened? Yep. Chiashi's there. And IPO. So we got Chiashi on there.
Yeah, so
Temujin
this is
here
not the worst. It will force Jon to spend a fair number of credits to deal with this ice, whether he goes the Fem route or the paperclip route to get through it.
Right.
Not cheap, but he does have a way back in if he so chooses.
Now, looking at, because if Jon runs again, what is that, 6 cards he'll look at this time? 7? 6.
6.
So maybe he wants to... What? Okay.
All right. Abigail on the board, just in case.
But he knows that it's a Chiashi, right?
True. He could be anticipating running on HQ, which...
Ah, yes.
was,
In case it's
was
like a
that not
DNA
fair-
tracker.
DNA, right, or a Fairchild.
Yeah.
Not
Okay,
bad.
I see that.
You know, it could be that he wants to account for the Obokata protocol and wants to get that icebreaker out of his hand so that it does not get damaged if he finds that agenda.
Oh,
Big res in the
he
Chiashi there.
face-checked it.
Yep, face checked it. Fortunately for him, paperclip is waiting at the ready, but that is not cheap.
Boom.
4 to install, 7 to break. And that would leave him with very few credits remaining. So this is okay for Zach to have taxed him so heavily, but he will
Jeez,
many R&D cards revealed.
You almost kind of wished you had the Aaron Moron down.
Yeah.
So
All
we're
right.
looking at 6. 1,
1,
2.
Okay,
Wow.
so we've seen these. This is, I believe, the new card. Excalibur there, another Excalibur. Jackson Howard. And that is that.
Well,
Well, if
So-
there was ever a moment that he needed stability, it was this one, and
Yep.
it seems like Zach found it.
yep. I mean, Zach. So Zach knows they're in. Zach has them in hand. I think Jon is probably assuming he's got a 1 or 2 in hand. He's got 2.
Yep. He knows at least one, I think, from the celebrity gift.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, that exhausted Jon's resource pool pretty heavily, and not many options in hand to gain those credits quickly again. Well, if you needed a way to get credits quickly, he just found it.
Yep, there it is. Hello. Hello.
Weird.
Hello.
It's like criminals put good cards in their decks. How about that?
Now the question is, so Archives is currently unprotected. Is John running a sneak door beta? And looking at his list here, you know what? I don't see it.
Neither do I.
I do not see a sneak door.
And I guess it depends on how familiar these guys are with each other's decks. That could certainly be on Zach's mind. But content to just purge and remove the threat of medium. And now with a Res Chiashi, not only is he going to slow down his Axis Art R&D, but he's threatening that every turn AgInfusion sends him into the Chiashi. All right, Archives, Temujin contract. We've never seen this before. Brand new technique. It seems okay.
Brand new. I mean, it's never heard of.
I think it'll be fine.
Nice.
Is he gaining some money? He's gaining some money.
It looks like it. Of course, the doppelganger here.
Oh, yes. The doppelganger, of course, giving him an additional run. Huge value.
Yeah.
And he's going to quickly climb back up in credits. Not a problem.
Good value.
Wow.
I like it. That is some good value.
There you go. Pretty solid turn for John there, recovering from a bit of a disappointing last one. Zach finding a piece of ice.
Right.
Could to try and stem the tide of Archives.
So Zach wants to try to build the scoring remote. He knows that he's got 6, 7 cards.
Yep.
Before there's new stuff coming out. So or this, I guess at the point, I guess like 4 new cards. So Zach probably wants to try to get this scoring remote online in this limited amount of time he has. Because while all those agendas are being held in HQ, the next agenda draw makes things really hairy. Right. Yeah, he's got Caprice, but you just don't want it stacked. You want to keep that. You want that Caprice to be in the scoring mode for sure.
Absolutely, and I think Zach has to be very aware that John will eventually draw his employee strike. So Zach will need to rely on cards like Caprice Nisei to give him the best odds of scoring those agendas.
Right, 100%.
We do know that we have seen the employee strike in John's hand, so both employee strike and Fem give him a great ability to challenge any remote play that Zach makes.
Oh, yeah, I like that better.
All right, so yep, draw there. Fairchild 3 on HQ, and Kakugo. Nice, just more money.
I mean, Zach's deck is just full of all these operation economy cards. Like it just has so many of them.
I think that's a great meta read. Not going to get threatened by the likes of Wizard. Just going to have consistent money.
Yeah.
And res big ice.
Like if you look at the breakdown, 3 Celebrity Gift, 3 Hedge Fund, 3 IPO, and 3 Restructure.
Solid stuff.
12 cards.
Yeah, can't complain about that much money. And looks like in the hand there we have some Career Fair and same old thing draw. Could certainly Career Fair out the Aaron Marin. I think that's totally fine play. We saw in the last game, even if that is not going to clear tags for you, at least it's going to draw you some cards.
Yeah, passive card draw. It's good.
Why not? All right, Excalibur off the top there. That actually could be pretty nice for Zach. I don't know. Oh, yes, we did see John does have the Mammon in the previous game.
That will do a lot, that'll help.
So he will have the ability to break Excalibur, but pretty costly to do so.
That's good, though. I mean, I don't recall Zach splashing that. It's good that John is. Definitely gives him an out here.
Yes. So both players having a good amount of tech against each other's decks.
Right.
It's a question of who can leverage that properly.
And now, does Zach have another defensive card? I don't think he does. Like, I didn't see another Caprice or Batty in his hand.
In hand, I don't believe so. He's used that to shore up his HQ. And now establishing a new remote, I think he's doing what he needs to do, and that is advancing his game score.
And this is good. Like, even without the defensive upgrade, in that remote, Zach is getting the option now to say, hey, I'm going to put down something here. I'm going to challenge you. Can you run through it? Can you make it? Can you get the resources? And then, of course, as far as Zach's concerned, he still has his AgInfusion ability.
That's true. It's currently active and could slow John down from challenging 2 aggressively.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There it is off the top, a memo.
That's what we wanted.
Surprising no one, but is always reliable.
Yep.
And there is, yep, clearing the contract and temperature cut, Earthrise Hotel.
He comments, I'm just going to use Doppelganger Archives again just to make sure I see everything. You know, it's good to be efficient.
If you have an ability, you might as well use
You
it.
might as well, man. I mean, don't waste them.
I think that's totally fair. All right.
Wow.
Excalibur
Okay.
off the top. Jackson Howard
Ooh,
in
got
the
him.
remote. Does John bite on this? And
I don't think so. I bet he doesn't.
well, something John may have to consider here is if he believes Zach has a shipment from Tenon, an uninstalled card there in the remote could present the threat of a Nisi Mark II score
That's true.
on the next
That's true.
turn. Has to keep that in mind. But off the top, he's found an information sifting. Probably one of my favorite cards. Pretty awesome. Don't know if he's going to play it in this stage of the game, but keep an eye on that one. We'll do the sifting dance if that gets played.
There's
All
a
right.
sifting dance?
You don't want to know. Femme Fatale played installed there, and that is going to
Yeah.
be put on the Chiashi.
Yeah.
I think that's your best possible target in this matchup,
Right.
and it's going to be really huge for him. 3 credits to get in there.
This is now a new card.
Easy enough.
I mean,
Yep. Oh, plenty of new cards. Oh,
and he's
Denise Mark
rewarded.
II off the top.
He was rewarded for it.
That is a fantastic snag for John there on 4 points.
I think you. Pretty good. I mean, he runs back. He looks at 2. I mean, he hasn't seen an agenda for, I guess, what would be 8, 9 cards.
Right.
Now he just got that one. Do you? You know Zach is going to ice it.
He'll need
You
to
know he's going to do it.
yeah,
Do you think you run it?
respond to that. Yep, Doppelganger. Looks
I
like
think so, too.
you spend those. Has 2 credits remaining. Sees Marcus Batty off the top. Could consider trashing that. Is that?
And
Kamainu.
okay.
All right,
Now
so
he can
yep.
go back again.
So John has actually chosen to use the 2 Aeneas informants that were installed there to gain 2 credits. I think first time the entire weekend that card has made anybody any money on stream.
Yeah.
So there you go. Worth.
So this is interesting. So yeah, I mean, John has to taste victory. He knows that Zach runs those 3-pointers, so he has to be thinking, "I'm close."
Yeah.
And if you look at Zach's current economy, yeah, he's got a lot of it, but I mean that's still a lot of ice to res.
You're right. He has found a piece of ice. The Kamainu, pretty taxing, especially with John on so few credits.
Right. Right.
Yeah, Zach does need to decide on some line of play to make sure he doesn't bleed out accesses from a somewhat vulnerable R&D.
Yeah. This is, we're in a weird zone here.
Yep.
Man, look at all that economy in the discrepancy. It's so much.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you got to do
So
that.
Zach agrees. Kamainu and R&D, totally fair line of play. Got to do it. And says, you know what? Let's get some cards back. Econ, please. And maybe that Jackson Howard as well. Don't mind if I do.
Yep. I like it.
Very nice. So having used Jackson Howard here, is he going for the for a score?
I think. Well, I think he's going to go install Caprice, install Nisei Advance 1. Like I think that's the next turn play. Zach knows that he's got to start being able to. He's got to start locking John down. If he doesn't,
Yes.
oh wow, what a perfect draw combination.
There you go. Can't complain about that.
Yeah.
Career fair daily cast, not bad at all.
Jeez.
I think you're right. You know, getting a Nisei Mark II scored, Zach definitely has the capacity to do so. And as we've been saying all weekend, that agenda, it
Yeah.
gives you a chance.
It does.
Even in the most dire of situations, that is a really powerful ability.
It will save your bacon, and a lot of people like bacon. It's worth saving.
There you go. Save the bacon, everyone.
So, he's going to career fair. This is getting weird. Like, we know that it's Komainu on R&D, and John can't go into this with all these cards in hand. You know, it'll hurt
Right.
too much.
Right.
He wants to make sure that when the run is done, he's got 4 cards in hand to score that 5-3.
Correct.
He's got to have it. So, Komainu presents a real problem, a real dilemma.
It's very taxing. That is for sure. It is. in all likelihood, like you're saying, going to have 4 subroutines, and got to break them. Got to slow them down. Oh, and there it is. I believe in the last few turns, maybe even on the previous draw, Zach now has an Obokata in his HQ.
Yes. Wow.
So now Obokata, Nissan Mark II, Global Food, chock full of agendas. Is it go time?
I mean, if they're, he's at what, 20 or no? What is that?
16 credits by my count.
All right. Now we have there is a problem. I mean, we have what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unres pieces of ice. 16, now 14 or 15 credits. I mean, not every server can be protected well. So
yeah,
this is a weird position.
It's a tough one. It's sort of the struggle of AgInfusion, right? That you can targeted shut off certain runs, but doing so introduces vulnerabilities in your servers.
Right.
And maybe you can capitalize that and squeeze out the agendas you need, but you are weakening yourself.
You are.
And Zach has to account for that in his play.
Because, I mean, with agendas in HQ, you know, Jon, or maybe he does, maybe he doesn't think Zach has agendas in HQ. But with the agendas in HQ, like, you would think Zach wants to protect his hand. He's got the remote that has the Nisei, but he's going to want to res at least one piece of that ice.
Yep.
And then he wants to make sure he can res the Koma Inu. So, I mean, and so much of his ice costs 5 and 6. 2 pieces of ice getting resed means that if he scores that Nisei, he has no money left.
Pretty brutal. Has decided to install a second upgrade on HQ. I have to imagine that's the Marcus Batty, and that might scare off Jon from approaching that server.
Maybe it will. Yeah,
we will see. Another employee strike draw there. Definitely a nice thing to see. So in his next turn, he can play that employee strike and then challenge a server, and in all likelihood, have a decent shot of getting in.
Right. I mean, this is. Man, I love this part. This part I'm a fan of, because Jon has outs. Jon has ways to basically reduce, you know, Zach's credit pool so that he can actually get accesses and weaken his overall board.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of potential here. Zach is about to boost his board by scoring the Nisei. We're going to start seeing that get rolling. So I feel like Jon has a slight benefit right now, though. I think he's slightly ahead.
Well,
not only because of the agenda scores,
yes,
but just in position.
Right. His board state is certainly well set up, has the breakers to break pretty much any ice that comes his way, and a decent amount of credits.
Right.
If anything, that might be his current vulnerability, is only, I believe, having 10 credits. Tough spot. Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe not.
So it's a I know scenario there.
Yep.
Komainu
7 cards in hand.
says, let's do it. Reses that, and wow.
But see, this
hefty cost.
Right. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, this is expensive. Jon may decide, I don't really need all these. I just need to make sure I have enough to survive the Obokata.
So
No, I just discarded this.
pay 4 credits, break 4 subroutines, take 3 damage, have enough to get in.
Yeah. I mean, that would do it.
That would do it.
But this is what I was mentioning. Like, let's say he survives. He just completely survives this Komainu, and then he's like, I'll run that remote now. So Zach is what, 10 credits?
Yep.
All of his ice cost 6 or more. So Zach is going to res a piece of ice.
Yeah.
He's going to res a piece of ice. Sure, he can AgInfusion probably back into the Komainu.
Right.
But if Jon survives it, Zach is going to score the Nisei, be at 0 money, and now HQ's open. Like Jon has plays.
Yes. This is the spot where Zach has to find a way through it. And there are very few absolute right answers here.
Right, right.
Particularly in this spot, each player has to just have the best possible odds of finding a way through to the end game.
Yeah.
And looks like damage is occurring.
No, I'm taking 2.
He's taking
So
2.
he's paid 5 credits, I believe, and is therefore taking 2 net damage.
I like that.
Not bad.
Okay.
Oh, information assisting down for the count. Employee strikes, importantly enough, surviving that damage event.
Yeah, right? That's so good.
Okay, so 3 accesses on R&D,
There's
I
1.
believe. Yep.
And
Ooh,
wow.
Nothing but ice and money.
But again, Jon has clicks. Zach has 10. So Jon, just make a run. Well, he has no money. But
He has 2 credits.
where's Stimpack? No,
He certainly can with Doppelganger get in, or rather a run pretty easily. But yeah, any sizable thing Zach res could punish John for that.
Yeah.
I think without having seen an agenda there, Zach is in an okay spot.
Yep.
He might just take this one out.
Now wait. Here's some fun. You ready? John could. I'm thinking. After Zach scores this agenda, if he scores this,
Yep.
John could get near the point where he accesses and use Aaron Maron to boost his hand.
So
That's
allow
interesting.
Kamainu to damage some cards and
Right.
then have enough to steal the Obokata.
Right.
Certainly.
But of course,
a
you know,
viable line of
Zach
play.
may end the run. So
That
he
is
could
true.
He may just say, I end the run.
All right, so there you go. Nisei Mark II scored. Zach, 2 points on the board. Has a chance. And, of course, as we've mentioned multiple times, that token,
Yeah.
so good.
Yep.
Now John has to respect it.
It basically guarantees the score of the next agenda. This is crazy. And John knows there's no agenda on top. Well, he
Yep.
sees 2 new ones. If he
Yeah.
can make it.
Right. Again, it's pretty costly.
Yeah.
You know, John does, I'm pretty sure, have that film
Yeah.
critic in the deck, so could consider looking for that. He goes for the employee strike and
Is he going to play that same old thing?
has an account siphon bit tossed into his heap. I can't recall.
That's a good question.
That could certainly be a good line of play.
That's a good question.
Other options. Let's see. He could clear out the remote, perhaps, and say, I'll challenge your remote. Let's get that upgrade out of there.
Right.
HQ, certainly also tempting.
Right.
He's got options.
He's going to think it through. It's okay, John. We're thinking too, man. We're thinking hard
It's
over
good,
here.
man. There's no time to, or rather, it's not timed. You got time. You got all the time.
Yeah, you got a lot of time.
Think it out, man.
Got a lot of time, man. Don't rush. Don't rush on our account. You're good.
Easy going.
So Zach shuffled in some economic cards. Have we seen him draw an IPO or anything else like that to boost him back up here?
I believe the IPO is a 3rd card from the top that we just saw.
Okay.
From John's medium access there, so that is coming down the pipe.
So I bet John is gonna, you know, he's a super smart guy. He's probably taking that into account. He's probably gonna tell himself, I need to make sure the run happens before that card gets used because more ice gets rezzed.
Right,
Like
yeah.
John, me running gets harder.
All right.
There we go. I like that play.
HQ run from John there. Zach deciding, does he res? He can, but that would exhaust his resources.
Yeah, it would be. That's not bad though.
There you go.
not
So it looks like Zach
I mean, maybe we'll just do it. He'll just say, hey, can you deal with this?
saying, you want to break this? You want to deal with this?
He's looking for. He's like, do you have Zion there? Because if so, I don't care.
Got to be sure that 7 credits, it appears, on Zach's side. Could res 1 ice or the other, not both.
Okay.
And then he has to consider whether he wants to save credits for the upgrades.
And Zach Zach doesn't know he has IPO coming. Okay.
All right, so he says, let's let Fairchild do the job. That's where he's putting his resources. Such a beefy piece of ice.
It is.
And Abagnale going to be John's solution there. Let's see.
Yeah.
So that will be
Is he gonna,
7 credits to break. Does not look like John actually has enough to clear it.
he may bypass.
There you go.
There it
Abagnale,
is.
has a second ability.
Yep.
Not everyone thinks of it, but it is pretty sweet. So he can use the trash ability on Abagnale to bypass
Yep.
that piece of ice.
So, yep.
All right, Marcus Batty.
He's gonna fire Batty.
Use there. If it's going to get trashed anyway, you might as well use it. Zach on a single credit, so this is a 50-50.
It's literally 50-50. I mean, if you're,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
is Zach gonna? I imagine Zach. You know, I don't know what Zach's gonna do. He's a wild man. He could bet 1.
He knows what's good.
They both bet 0. Oh no, Zach bet 1.
So there it is. He's going to be able to choose a subroutine. I would have to imagine he's
In
going to
the
choose
run.
end the run.
Wow.
And there it is. HQ defended.
Okay, well, that's interesting. That's a line I did not expect to have.
That worked out okay for Zach. Very nice. Very nice.
Well, okay then. That I could not.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yep.
But yeah, now the remote, he's taking that Caprice. Come
That
on.
is a great great move for Jon. Very smart
Get
play.
rid of it.
It says, farewell, Caprice.
Get out of here.
Actually, he says, why don't I make 2 credits off of that?
I'll
be right back.
Yeah, and the doppelganger. Man,
Whoa.
look, guys, listen, we made it. Listen,
Aeneas of Foreman, of course.
we made it. Okay.
Such a solid card when it works.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, it sure does.
It sure does. We made it, guys.
Doppelganger. Head back in.
Aeneas.
Why not? Aeneas.
Or Aeneas? Is Aeneas? I keep doing that. I keep
me.
doing that.
Us.
Aeneas.
We got there. You let me handle it, Hollis. I got him in. All right, yep. Trash on Caprice.
That's good.
Wise move. You know, don't want to have to deal with that later. And same old thing on
good.
the board.
So we're gonna get some interesting things happening here.
Yep. Purge.
Yep.
For Zach.
Don't blame him at all.
Yep. Let's take away that line of play and just hope Fairchild 3 weathers the storm for him.
Yep. Fairchild 3.
Nice.
So what does Jon want here? Wants a little bit more money, you know?
Certainly more money. I think he also would not mind finding his film critic. That'll give him a much more secure line there. He is choosing to go to HQ.
Yeah. I mean,
I think this is a great play. You know, says head on in.
Yeah. Get rid of the Caprices.
Rid of the Caprice, and you get a nice access. Costs your whole turn, but I think he could be rewarded here.
And oh, okay. He said no.
Aeneas and Foreman again. There you go. 2 more credits.
I get.
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Yep. Up there is a global food. 2 more points for Jon.
Jeez.
And
Okay.
that puts him 6-2.
6-2, and now that play I mentioned opens up again. We can do weird stuff with Aaron Moron.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely a strong move there. And Fairchild 3, for all of its strength, is still vulnerable. And we just saw Jon take advantage of that.
All right. Okay. He said, "Hey, I got." Oh.
Wow.
Oh no! But he's gonna do what I said. He can just Aaron Moron, and just draw up if he wants to.
He certainly could.
But he didn't.
Fails to recognize that play, or perhaps chooses not to do so, and goes in with no cards in hand. Very bold.
Yep.
And says,
He says,
let's do it again. No cards for Kamainu. Looking at 2 cards.
Okay.
Not rewarded. Wow. Tense stuff.
Yeah, I guess if he sees it, he can then do it again and say, "Now I know to use Jon." Yeah. If
Got it.
Yeah. If he can say, "I don't really want to. I don't want to take it yet."
Yep.
Now I know. I'll go.
You are the smart one, Hollis.
No.
You got in here and you made
There
the
it
right
is.
plays.
And look.
Oh, and there it is.
Okay.
The final agenda. Jon Dalesandry scoring his last points to take
Yeah.
the grand finals of the regionals
Very nice.
here at Giga-bites Cafe. Great play by both players.
It was.
Really,
Really good.
Really phenomenal stuff.
I don't know.